I make this distinction and cut the length of the hair. The size I will cut here is our guide. And the basic length of the hair. 2 after friends cut this length, using our comb as a ruler. 1 of our previous hair length as a guide. I cut the back part of the same size. The basic size we cut in this size. Aligning all levels, creating horizontal separation. We continue your haircut. Here properly comb our comb. I comb the hair according to the natural direction of fall of the hair. Sharp horse cutting technique. Using our comb as a ruler, specific 1. By guiding the hair point we cut before. Straight our hair 1, we cut on line. After cutting the back, the left and right sides are the same. We will equal the hair length we cut on the back. If you want to get a haircut like this, social media in the description part of the video, my addresses will be available. By reaching my hall from there, you can get haircut service and other hairdressing services. Our place is in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. By appointment, you can come to my salon and get a haircut service. Here, after cutting the back part of our hair length, I come to the left side of the hair and the other part I reserved. In 2 levels. The hair size we cut on the back as a guide. The left side is also flat 1. I cut it into a line. And straight 1 view to sharp line cutting technique. To get, I apply 1 straight cut. After cutting this section in 2 stages. After cutting the left side section, I go to the right side. I'm cutting this place in 2 stages. Stage 1. Cutting helps the hair to disperse more homogeneously. And it helps the hair to get a better 1 look. Here again between fingers. Applying straight and sharp line cutting technique. With straight scissor strokes. 1 I cut the previous point as a guide. Front of the hair. I separated it from the eyebrow levels to accelerate the tissue. In the front, from the eyebrow level with our comb from the eye point of 2 eyebrows E.
Tarağımızla
By creating a purchase motif.
oluşturarak
Front of the hair.
ön kısmına
I give texture and to get a folded 1
katlı
look.
bir görünüm elde etmesi için
With 45-degree angles, I'm applying a haircut.
uyguluyorum.
With these 45-degree angles, I apply folding process to the front parts of the hair and helps it look more mobile.
Yardımcı oluyor.
This is 100 lines of hair, 100 lines.
Yüz hattının
Softening hard corners helps to get more oval 1 image.
elde etmesine yardımcı oluyor.
You are this style 1. If you want to get a haircut, in the description part of my video, you can reach me on my social media addresses. You can get a haircut service by going to my salon. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. I will be with you with new videos. Hope to see you.
Hello friends! To you today, Bob Haircut Desig. I will explain in detail how it is done. Our model's hair is E short here, starting from the width and with a light 1 diagonally angle. There will be 1 bob haircut model that grows slightly forward. It won't be too extreme. E first, We start with basic distinctions when cutting. Our first basic distinction is profile separation. Profile separation. From the beginning of the forehead, starting straight as one line, until the end of the neck, of the occipital region straight line to the end. We say profile separation, creating our first profile distinction. After creating a profile separation too, the distinction of the crown separation is also one. From ear to ear, head to the end start and end to the endo. The distinction we create, we call it crown separation. Crown separation, to separate our guinea comb. Guinea start from here. Starting from the starting point of the back, from the point it touches. As you can see, I'm starting to distinguish from this point from the exact peak point. This is already at the point where the crown separation occurs automatically, forming these distinctions the basic distinctions of hair. We divide the hair into four main sections. When you make these distinctions one on your next haircut, our model is the same. Perfectly. You can cut. 2. Our model is It will be to determine the hair length. We will separate our guide from the first nape part here. Our model's head while cutting her first hair. Very little forward. We want to give bird. From the enzyme part, I created one horizontal line. And now here we will create the guide of our hair. Our guide is important to us. Guide means the starting point of the hair. And continue after creating this cutoff point. The hair point we will. You can also specify shorter if you want. Longer if you want. As your own preference. You can determine the length yourself with your customer. We are here our model is fuller. For your hair to be, I will determine one shortness according to him. And we will continue in that short. Just like that. Your hair. Reverse exits here. Here in 3 parts. Reverse exits on the neck. Based if you cut. It would be much better for you. When you cut here. Then and when you blow dry or. So when you comb the hair. Lines here your hair. In shaping. Provides great influence. These. It will be much better if you cut it with your eyes. I also took these exits into account. I will check and cut accordingly. Here while cutting. Using my comb as a ruler and I cut it at an angle of 0 degrees. First I'll finger this comb 6. Sharp horse cutting technique we call one. I will apply with technique. This angle is 0 degrees. Yeah Berta yeah. You can also cut between fingers. But if you want to cut 0 degrees without any angle, so too. You definitely need to apply comb 6 hair cutting technique. Even when you cut it with a finger. You give one angle. Straight cut here. You think you did it, but even your finger. Light has 1 millimeter, one angle. You need to consider this too. Of course in wavy hair, according to the structure of the hair 100/100ths. We can't comb 6 haircuts. That's why you know straighter hair. Comb 6 according to the direction of exit of the hair. Combing. Here I cut according to the natural fall of the hair. Here using my comb like a ruler. I'm starting to conclude. I created a guide for myself from the middle part here. As you can see this guide. The left and right sides are the same. I will cut at the same level. My error rate is 0 here too. Because I use my comb like a ruler. Yes too. I'm going to the stage. I'm creating one horizontal distinction in guinea. What a thick distinction here. How thin you can cut one way. Without making mistakes. When you progress gradually, hair is uniformly distributed. Either scissors nor scissors on the hair. Your rate of making mistakes is very low. Now we are giving an angle to the hair in the second level, friends. Here with my finger, I'll give you a 45-degree angle here. Horizontal 45-degree. I cut by creating an angle. To create this angle, Telugu, I scan by holding it from the bottom and, according to our guide here, we see our guide cut at the bottom. As you can see, and I touch my little finger now. The angle here is 45 degrees. It's an angle, friends. Space here. I look from here I see my guide and our guide. A beginning of the beginning. I cut it this size after seeing it. Here's a little bit of the nape of the hair. We are doing a folding process. This is your hair is more stingy fuller, and this. An expression we call bomb. To create it, a technical friend we applied. Combing the hair at its own angle. Looking down with my finger. I'm worth it after seeing this angle. I cut with sharp horse cutting technique. Here you are progressing gradually. I cut one from the right section. Now I will cut from the left sectio. Same way. I see my sword as you see from the bottom again, and I'm looking from the neck. I'm cutting. Because we made an angle cut here. We'll check again later, guys. After cutting, there may be slight lengths on the right and left. Repeat it. Use it as a ruler with a comb and a guy. I'm cutting. Now we are entering our third distinction, guinea horizontal. We make a distinctio. We will create one vertical distinction from the middle part a guy. I always start from the middle part, friends, haircut, because this is my guide. We distribute our guide evenly. And here we are, because we are progressing gradually. Our rate of making mistakes is very low. My finger a guy. I touch it from the bottom and cut 45 holes horizontally. After creating, with sharp horse cutting technique, I'm cutting. I'm scanning. Here I see my guide from the bottom of it. Guide is very important, guys. You see with the guide here, I see the hair point I passed before like. My guide from here, I see my guide at the bottom. And your hair according to this guide. Scanning by direction of fall. I see my sword and I continue with the cut. I will do this in the same way on the right side. Head of our model. Thought after setting. Always while cutting hair here. With our model, we need to be on the same plane. We need to look in the same directio. I'm scanning. I see my guide from the bottom here. As you can see, this is also while cutting hair. If you get as much hair as your finger again, your rate of making mistakes will be very low. I'm scanning after seeing my guide. And I see my guide here from that Virgo point. And after seeing our guide below, again at an angle of 45 TL, I'm cutting. Now friends 3. After cutting our territory, we have passed the occipital regio. Here E. After opening the ledge, we have come to the top. In the E section here, we will add a little more volume to the hair. And E, we will apply a folding process. Here E your hair. Both busy and E. To give a more beautiful one look, we also change our angle. Here we are applying horizontal 45 hole angles. When we get to this top, we will continue our haircut with vertical 45 hole angles. We give the head of our model forward light. Here we create one vertical distinctio. From the neck again, after creating our separatio, we take guide. According to this guide one, we will create a haircut. Yes friends, as you can see, E at the bottom of our previous cut. To the occipital area, we applied horizontal 45-degree angles. Now after moving to the occipital area, we continue our cutting with vertical 45-degree angles. Here is our guide E to the exit direction of the hair. While scanning here, hair my comb. E I place it at the bottom and, without playing it the way I placed it, I comb and here we see the direction of the hair coming out. After scanning this, after seeing our guide, creating a straight 45-degree angle, we continue our cut. As you can see here, I created a 45-degree angle. OT too many floors above, and lighter below one. E-arc formed. As you can see here, one light texture. So from the inside out one. We have done the folding process. Here E, we will cut the hair slice by slice with the technique of slicing. First slice, second slice. 3 as slice. Even for in my tongue. We will cut it on my tongue. I'm touching my comb. Here I see the stone point I cut before one. As you see my guide, we always follow our guide. And from the inside out, with the sharpening cutting technique, that is, with the straight scissors free, we continue our cut here, 90 degrees towards the exit direction of the hair one. I cut it at an angle of 45 degrees. When I quit because I cut it lightweight. We create one haircut with curved and textured. One slice from the hair point we passed before. We take parts. He is our guide. Al for the front to be slightly long. Guinea this piece. A little further back, not according to the direction of hair exit. I will cut by scanning correctly. The previous guide. Compatible. I see my guide here. I'm catching a 45 TL angle. And I continue to cut. I'm scanning the same way a guy. 45 degrees by diagonal, one distinction from the bottom. I cut the right side now. I will go to the left side. Same way a guy. This is now so 5 minutes 10:10. It's a 15-minute job, but let's cut it off by telling, huh? Ha, thank you. Writing yes. A guy. One, I get it from the hair point, one cut before. As the second. I touch my comb on the skin of the hair and comb. I scan, and after seeing my guide at the bottom, I see a 45-degree angle. Here is the previous hair and slightly cross so diagonal one view. Cross to get one view. To achieve one hair design that grows forward. We go to the side. From this starting point, I create a diagonal one downwards. So I create a cross one distinction downwards. Horizontal a guy. Like the head of our model. Back and to the side. We give. Out here. Important factor. Hair. That's right ear. To come behind. Separating. Part from the bottom part from the top one way. Why am I doing this here? Friends, the ear bulge here. E when I cut it properly one way. E if I cut this ear bulge directly from the top like this. What would happen when I blow dry or when our customer uses it? One trapezoid will appear here. Could be. Because you have to adjust this angle accordingly. First from the back. Combing according to the direction of hair fall. We will determine our line, that is, we will determine our guide. Here's our comb guy. From a starting point here. We adjust according to the end point. This is how we tilt the head of our model to the side. Because when we give the angle here, we can work comfortably. Yes, as you can see here, light one downwards. Cross one E angle formed, guys. The angle here is a 45-degree angle to the guinea. Creating this angle. And so from the starting point here, by the end point, we will continue here. We use our comb like a ruler. And you get one view that stretches slightly forward here. We will do the same on the right guy. As you can see from the bottom of the hair, I lift up. I'm scanning down. E a cross separation from the starting point here. I cut the hair at an angle of 45 degrees. I comb the hair according to the fall of the hair. I'm scanning down. I'm creating one arc downwards, as you can see. And I keep cutting hair here. Using my comb as a ruler, we get one view that extends slightly forward. We're at the top, guys. The guinea on the hill is the same, and bulky and plump to get one look. This time again towards the exit direction of the hair, we will get one view that stretches forward at 45 degrees. Yes. Berta, yes. Friends, to get one heart stretching forward. Here is stage 1, second stage, and third stage 3. We will cut the top part of the step. Here we cut hair by combining I touch my hair comb to the bottom of the hair and the exit directio. Scanning at a 90-degree angle. I'm scanning upwards. And here is the finger. As you can see my hand forming a 45-degree angle. In 45 here, I'm creating a 90-degree angle. 90 degrees according to the place of hair. I also cut it at an angle of 45 degrees as a cut. Here we see our sword. OT the same way. We touch our comb of hair to the bottom of the hair here. E to make a flatter one E cut. And to determine the direction of output. Here is the direction of the hair. Your hair is not up and down. From the point our comb touched. Clear comb to adjust the output directio. We touch down. And we scan upwards. And in the process after this SCA, we see our guide as you see. The point we cut before. 90 degrees according to the direction of hair output, 90 degrees. 45 degrees as cut. Here is one angle of 45 degrees. Upwards. I'm cutting. I'm touching my comb according to the exit directio. I create one angle of 90 degrees. And after seeing our guide, 45 degrees 1. Inity 8 forming angle for 5-1. I'm applying a haircut. Out here guinea. E we will create one horizontal distinctio. After creating this horizontal separatio, according to the direction of hair, at an angle of 45 degrees, we will get one view that stretches forward. Friends, starting from the top, I'm creating one vertical distinction a guy. Here so I cut the first stage, I'm taking the second stage. I'm leaving a section here. I take our customer's head upright. And from here, one I get my guide from the point I cut before. You always need to get the guide, guys. If you proceed according to the guide, you never make mistakes. Touching my comb, and I scan upwards. I create a 90-degree angle according to the exit directio. And here, after seeing my cover, I'm creating a 45-degree angle, as you can see. 90 degree to 45 degree. And I get one piece here. From the point I cut again, and I give our customer's head backwards. I'm scanning here, after touching it upwards. I see my guide, and at a 45-degree angle, I continue. Same guinea after cutting here. Starting with that joke girl one. We make the distinction, guys. And this month's episode is the same. Here 3 levels, 1, 2, 3, here 3 levels. 1 to 3, so we will cut them all into 3 sections. I'm scanning here. Here per our customer, per our hand model. We touch our comb, we comb upwards. And after seeing our guide, 45, we create a degree angle, 90 degree to 45 degree. We cut. I cut the first stage and bought one piece here. This will be my guide. And I'm taking part 2. I'm scanning. I see my guide from the beginning, and I cut it. And I get one piece here. I create a 90-degree angle according to the output of the hair. And from here I see my guide and cut it. Yes, from Guinea Hill. I'm creating a vertical separation. I'm touching here. I'm scanning. You see, I saw my guide like, and in accordance with my guide, I'm cutting. I'm buying one piece here. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I'm touching, I'm scanning upwards. He's not his head like that, yeah. After adjusting the shower posture angle, I'm scanning upwards. As you can see, I saw our guide, and guide. I cut it appropriately at a 45-degree angle. I'm buying one piece here too. As the last stage, again in this lower part and what we call our sweeping technique, I comb your hair in accordance with the natural direction of fall. The head of our model, I give it sideways. starting from the nape part a guy. I'm scanning. As you can see, I have a guide here, conveniently extending slightly downwards. To get a look, from short to long one view. Yes. I also apply the link. Bird. Guinea, the part we cut on the left, is the same way. We will apply it on the right side. I comb the hair according to its natural directio. We created the distinction here. The head of our customer's model. I'm setting. Taking into account the ear bulge over there. You can do it like this. If you want, you can cut it when you cut it like this. When you cut between fingers, make sure the ledge here. You have to take it into account that we cut it by touching it. Let's stop like this. I'm going to have a fight. It's over. Yes, friends, our model is like this, you see. Like the back. Layered curved forward extending. One hairdressing. Bob haircut, our bob haircut design that stretches forward.
Hello friends, today, lightweight curtain, bangs, hair design. I will explain in detail how to do this. First, your hair is basic. I applied your distinctions. Then I cut the length of the hair. Here is your hair, E, by combing from behind while cutting the basic neck, with sharp line cutting technique by forming a straight line. In straight one cut, I cut the back part. Then cutting the sides in the same way as cutting the back section. The same technique I used. E, I also apply it to the E section on the left, from the hair point we cut before on the back. The guide we received. E, following on the sides. I cut them all the same size. After cutting the left side, I go to the right side. Right side in two pieces in one step, by taking one pinch from the hair point I cut before. The pinch over there is my guide, because one previous ear hair point, I cut it that size. Since it will be a guide of that size, I will cut it to the same size. I follow my guide, and we cut all the hair the same length. Our customer's E model E hair length. I apply one cut straight to medium size. starting from the front of the hair. First curtain on the front parts, and other parts of the light folded. We apply a moving haircut design. There will be no very busy floors. Front part, folding when making curtain cardamom from the finishing line of the eyebrow, E to the front part. I create a triangle 1 distinction by creating a purchase pattern from the end of the eyebrows to form the EE triangle in the front. By creating create a full triangle pattern. I apply folding process starting from the front part, while cutting the E section on the right. I'm going to the left. For me to capture an angle of 45 degrees more comfortably, I'm going to my customer's left, and from the left side E hair with a 45 lira combing angle. Beautiful. 1. I start the curtain frame design by folding. First I cut the right side. While cutting the right side, I pass to the left side of my customer. Here E. Diagonal to the back to create folding to the back, creating a cross distinction. Hair on the front. Scanning here, guinea cross with 1 scan style. Combing the hair to 1 single 1 point. Hereby creating a sharpening cutting technique, and this is in the front while scanning a certain point. I guide the first pinch we cut. After seeing the guide size here, as you can see, with a net 1 cutting stroke, that is, with the sharpening cutting technique, I cut and comb the hair on the front. E, because I scanned at only 1 point, and when I scan the front, the back sides are long. Front sides get 1 fold view. Her hair is too dense here, without folding and the length of the hair. By preserving, that is, folding the front parts of the hair, for the rear sides to provide 1 view without shortening. The front of the hair to a single point, that is, we cut it 1 ago. Curtain cardamom, E with hair length. And by applying E, scanning the front to a single point. E, I created 1 cutting process. And here the back parts of the hair are curtain bangs. Comb the hair towards a certain point, and here I cut by applying 1 angle of 45 degrees. After providing this E again, towards the back E diagonal from the peak, so cross by creating 1 cross distinction up to the neck. This distinction we created, scanning to the front. After scanning, I scan to a certain point. I'm applying a 45 lira angle again, and the curtain I cut before 1. Cardamom hair, E neck. E taking the guide so that paint. I'm scanning in 1 convenient way. I see my guide, and E, I do cutting with 1 scissor stroke. Then 2, E, I take the piece 2 guinea. I scan it towards the same front part. And here I comb the hair towards a single point. Hair, E, cut point. I take it as a guide. I scan and see your shortness there, and I cut the hair. I'm cutting it to a certain point here, for scanning and creating an angle of 45 grooves from above. Fold it towards the back because I cut it from the top, and longer 1 view of the back side, and shortening the length of the hair, obstructing and movable fronts folded. A long look at the back we get. If you want to get a haircut like this, my channel, a video section. You can watch our other videos, so if you want to get a haircut, social media addresses are available in the description section of my video. Reaching here, you can come to my salon and get haircutting service from me, or places in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. Hope to see you. We will be with you with new videos. Take good care of yourself. Hello friends, today is the curtain for you. Haircut with cardamom. How to design it, I will explain it in detail. When cutting hair, we will first create the basic distinctions. Our first basic distinction is profile separation. Profile separation. We are separated from the nose to the neck. we call straight separation profile separation. In this profile distinction, we divide the hair into two main
crown
sections.
separation.
Crown separation from one ear to the other ear. We create one straight distinction. After doing this, we divide the hair into four main sections. But after dividing into four main sections, step one way from the back part, we will determine the length of the hair. We will form the basis of this hair. So we will make a layered haircut after it is determined. But first, decide what size our hair will be, and according to it, we will apply one straight cut from the back. Ear comb to the sharpening cutting technique, using 6 haircut techniques. Using the comb as a ruler, we apply one straight cutting process. After creating our first cut, this becomes our foundation. So it's our guide, in accordance with this guide. Following our same size guide, and we apply straight one cutting process. We cut the first stage and we will cut the second stage in such a gradual way, using our comb as a ruler by creating horizontal separations. Create a straight one form. In this way, our hair is fuller and we will get one more voluminous image, and we determine the length of our hair. If you want to get a haircut like this, there are social media addresses in the description section of my video. Reaching here, you can come to my salon and get hair cutting service. Our hall is in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. Hair cutting service and other hairdressing services. If you make an appointment in the best way, I serve. We continue our model, creating the basic distinctions of our model. First we will make a straight cut, then after forming the straight cut, so after determining the size of the foundation, we will apply the folding process. By creating horizontal separations and scanning backwards single 1DC. I'm applying a straight one cutting process at the line, friends. Hereby applying the sharpening cutting technique, that is, we create one straight haircut with a blow. Later, this time our customers' hair neck head by adapting its movement straight one, so the posture of our customer's head is also very important. When we go to the side, create a slight slope one and then hair length in accordance with the guide on the back. We continue in the same way. Right side, after cutting the left side, the right side is I apply the cutting process. After applying this process, we formed the basis of the hair. So we determined the length of the hair after determining this size. Now from the front of the hair, folding process by creating diagonal separations. We will make the distinction of hair. We are asking our customer which way to separate it from the front part. And after determining which direction you allocate it to that direction. Your hair. After determining the fall, with backward diagonal separations. 45-degree angles. We create a folding process by creating, here is the front part of the end of the eyebrow E. Forehead motif. A shape, that is, creating a triangle by creating one shape in the front. We will start our curtain cardamom application process. And then that curtain is suitable for the shortness of the cardamom. We will apply a folding process, separate in the story. The part we reserved. We decided on which direction to allocate and, by passing to the end of our customer while cutting the right side. So cross at 45-degree angles, creating distinctions from Diego, our customer, in the front. From the point where the cheekbones were found, Determine the shortness and I'm folding the front part. And I continue to cut, here combing your hair in the opposite direction. And 45-degree downward angles. I started my cutting process by creating and folding process on the front. I created one diagonal backwards to apply. And my customer's hair is our customer's. Folding the front part. Scan forward to create. In the short section on the front of the hair, forming angles of 45 degrees by continuing in one convenient way. I continue my folding process. As you can see here, my cover at the bottom, I see it, and in one way suitable for its shortness. I cut it the same size, and backward diagonal, creating across one distinction, and our customer, Scanning the front. How is it when I scan the front part is folded. The back part is folding too, but from the back. Prevents layered backwards longer. And both floors at the back. Both it is obvious, and from the length of the hair on the back. No shortening in any way. We are folding, but in the back, it comes in a V shape. Our model's hair, our customer's model, and we get one fold view. And the length of our customer's hair is not gone. Of course, according to its shortness, C for cutting. And he doesn't lose his E form at one. He catches one nice form. Right side. After cutting, I cut the left side with the same technique. I continue. P on the front. The left side is the same, by creating diagonal separations at an angle of 45 degrees to the cheekbones of your hair, remarkably short, the shortest point, and cross diagonal separations. I continue the haircut. My client, because I cut the left side, I go to the right side and combing the hair in the opposite direction. I'm folding. After cutting the front part, diagonal if back, slice to slice guinea by creating cross separations to the back. I'm scanning forward by creating the distinction. When I scan forward, the front is folded. It gets one view stretching backwards here. I see the hair spot I cut before. I'm applying my flush folding process. And guinea too. I'm going to the level guinea diagonal. I created one distinction as scanning forward. And I continue my cutting. You also like my video and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget, thanks to you, our channel is growing every day, and we have a large family thanks to you. Yes, after seeing the hair point guide we cut, I finished my cutting. We applied the folding process here, friends. 2. Now I apply the thinning process, as you can see here. Creating diagonal distinctions, creating cross divisions again, in parts. I soften it with the pictus technique, with file scissors, so that the ends of the hair are more beautiful. There is one transition on the floors. You also cover the ends of the hair with this kind of technique. You can soften. I don't use razor. Feel in hair. I apply softening and thinning with scissors. So the hair, it doesn't look like it's broken. It doesn't look like it's broken. There is no excessive thinning process, and the transition is more tremendous. One beautiful look. You are this style one. You can soften the ends of the hair with the technique. I request you, don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. If you turn on notifications, in my new videos, you will be informed of my new videos. As you can see here, the clock on the left side cut the left side, the same on the right. I'm thinning. With pictus technique on the ends with a file scissors. I apply a thinning process. Our place is in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. If you want to get a haircut too, and the other way ombre retouch, bold hair coloring and other hairdressing services, you can make an appointment. There are social media addresses in the description section of my video. Our place is Beylikdüzü. You can easily reach. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. And my channel, notify me of my new videos by opening the notification bell. Yes, our cutting is over. And I will show you the final version of our model. Front folded backs longer. Obtained one moving image without losing its form. We will be friends. Thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for liking my video. Hope to see you with new videos. Take care of yourself.
Hello friends, welcome to our channel. I'm with you with one new video. Gradient to you today, Bob haircut design. I will explain in detail how it is done. I first create our basic distinctions. First, a separate profile distinction. How do I create profile separation? To the beginning of the forehead, straight line in one stripes. To the distinction we have reserved until the end of the neck. We say profile separation. Crown separation in Division 2. Crown separation is also 2 eyebrows, 2 ears apart, 1. The distinction we have separated from ear to ear. We call crown separation. With this distinction, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. So profile separation and crown separation hair automatically 4. We separate the main part. We make this distinction first. When creating a distinction, because we will form the basis of the bob distinction here. From the bottom of every distinction, I'm creating one horizontal distinction. After creating the distinction on the right and left sides, as you can see again, here, I clearly state with lines. After creating this separation, we will cut the basic length of the hair. In this distinction, after cutting hair length, without creating any mistakes, is your right side short? Is your left side long? It's like it happened, we eliminate the problems. First, we determine the length of the hair. Here is our guide hair length. From the middle part of the hair, from the neck, we want to see. Creating a distinction. The first distinction is a distinction where we will determine the length of the hair, as you can see here. Starting from the middle part, we will cut the other parts to the same size. We will start from the nape part, and when I come to the front parts, light 1 horizontal at an angle of 45 TL. Short to forward 1A. We will continue our haircut with an angle. As you can see here, with the sharp horse cutting technique. With straight scissor stroke, I continue our haircut. After crossing to the left, we use our comb as a ruler. The hair point we cut before, aligning comb with 6 haircut technique. We cut straight one way. If you want here, you can also cut it straight in one way. If you want, it's a little lighter to make the front a little longer. Horizontal 1 distinction, exhibiting a horizontal 1E grip. 1 slightly forward at a slightly 45-degree angle. we can get in view. If you want the light front to be long here, comb a little horizontally in one way. Then we can make it look longer one by holding. After cutting here, the left side is the same as the right side. Here to prevent the protrusion of the ear, so I scan it backwards, separating it from the middle part of the ear. Lightweight, and prevent the protrusion of the ear here, you know, your hair, to prevent it from being crooked. After separating, my comb is slightly forward again, a slightly curved shape. Holding it so I don't cut it straight, to provide a slightly forward-looking one. Light 1E monthly. With comb grip. Light forward. To provide one extending appearance. I hold it at that angle and I continue my cut here light. Comb with a slight 45-degree diagonal separation. Diagonale ignite combe. I cut after holding it the same way. And the front of the light hair gets a longer one look. As you can see here. I create the second distinction. After cutting the basic structure of the hair, I'm creating the horizontal separation again in the second stage. Here I am creating one distinction from the middle again. And after creating a distinction, I will create a horizontal 45-degree angle. I'm combing the hair here. I'm looking from the bottom, seeing the hair point I cut before. Then, lifting slightly upwards horizontally, holding at 1E angle. I apply cut. This angle is kept here. Horizontal is a 45-degree angle. Again in the same way, one. The next section in the same way. Again with the sniper cutting technique. I continue my haircut with straight scissors blow. The hair I cut as a guide in the middle. The left and right sides are the same. I continue by cutting guinea 2, 1. I'm creating a distinction here. I'm creating horizontal distinctions. You too. My video, like and express your thoughts in the comments. I want friends. If you like my video and if you also share your social media address, we will reach many people. The second distinction. Guinea this time, guinea horizontal 45-degree angle. By following the hair point we passed before, I continue our haircut. I cut the first and second steps at a horizontal 45-degree angle. In the videos section of my channel. Videos available in many categories. You can also watch these videos, guys. Haircut coloring. Keratin hair care. Ombre sombre. Blonde hair opening. Many services such as painting. You can find it in the videos section of my giant channel. And if you want to get a haircut service from me, my channel, 3 social media addresses are available in the description section. By reaching my hall from here, haircut service. And you can also get other hairdressing services. After cutting this length, our model wanted her neck to be a little shorter. That's why we're still the same Shortened in the section I told you by shortening now 3. We went to the section. Here a 3. Guinea horizontal, yeah, because we came to the top in the section. Exiting E from 45 whole angle. Vertical this time. I created one distinction here, vertical 45s. We will create an angle, guys, and cut from there. As you can see here, we cut it before, from the hair point. Creating a vertical 45-degree angle. E, I create a vertical 45-degree angle and I keep cutting hair. This is one angle that we describe as vertical 45 degrees. The hair point we cut before, well, after seeing it as a guide. With vertical separations, E, create the 45-degree angle. E, we continue our gravitation bob cutting here. I cut it in the middle here and I cut the left side. And the left side, backside of 3 main sections. 3 vertical, by creating separations slice by slice. D at 45-degree angle. I continue our haircut. After cutting this section, after cutting at 45-degree angle, as you can see, I look at the middle part and check. And so 45 quarter angle again. We continue our cut. What? Here from the back. Because there is a slight length on the front, I equated it with the length of your hair. Any now. From our first distinction on the left. Comb again after separating. With our comb. Slightly forward. I'm scanning. Our comb. Yes. As you can see, the back of the hair is dyed. Using our comb like a ruler. Straight one way. I'm cutting. Here is a light one forward length, friends. Not straight our comb. You can also keep it slightly horizontal, to look longer. Here we use our comb as a ruler. We continue our haircut, friends. Likewise on the right. I scan properly and one hair point we cut before as a guide. I continue my haircut. Here is the comb 6 haircutting technique. As you can see, I saw the previous haircut point. Under my comb and flush, I continue the haircut. I combed my comb properly with a warm comb, and I aligned the hair with the hair point I had cut before. After aligning, I continued cutting. I'm checking a little here. Sometimes here according to the fall of hair. I cut according to the fall of the hair. Sometimes hair can be worn. After checking to see if there is an error at the bottom, we will continue our process, guys. Now, friends, we determined our cut, the model of the hair. I switched to the personalization EE section here. Friends, so that there is no hard-won image on the ends of the hair. Me starting from the neck again with green scissors. Step by step. I'm doing thinning. Here I apply it to the ends of the hair. Before the bottom of the hair, do your hair with unbreakable scissors. Starting from the middle part, as you can see from the end parts. 3. Apply thinning process. In the process I did here. 3. More homogeneous distribution of the haircut. And to avoid scissors, thinning with fine scissors. I'm doing the procedure on the ends of the hair. Here by separating the hair gradually with thin slices. Thinning the ends of the hair. Here and done work. In the process we have done. You may have gotten the density of the hair too. So we may have, if your model complains about the density of the hair, with this kind of operation, you can get the hoage density just by thinning it. But if you don't want one hard image on the ends of the hair, here, with the same process you can soften the ends of the hair to make transitions look healthier. End parts. By thinning process, we can soften it with this kind of thinning process. We make sure that your transitions are one more beautiful image. Here, we will give a slight movement to the front parts of the hair. Friends, I divide the hair in half, so I'm recreating the profile distinction. Here from the end of my eyebrow, E1. Yuri from the point where my comb touched by starting. I will create one distinction that we call a null forehead motif. Move the hair from the front part. We make our distinction. I'm going to give a little movement in front of the hair here, so I'm doing some folding. But from this point we have separated, so we will make a move from the section we reserved. To throw a light coat in the front, I divided the hair in half. To cut the E section on my client's left side, I'm going to the right side, and towards chin level 1 I cut a 45-degree month by determining an angle, and after cutting the left side, I go to the left side to cut the right side. I mean, which hungry side I'm going to cut, I go to the opposite part of it, and I continue to cut. I hope you found my video nice. My advice to you, I would be very pleased if you like my video. And I would be very pleased if you subscribe to my channel. And a new feature has been opened on YouTube, Whip feature. After liking this video, whip directly to this video. 3. There will be a section to do it usually, when you do it from the phone, not the computer. Me when you hype here too. The glass ball of my video, it goes up to the top. Thanks to you. So we will reach many people. Your likes and comments are very important to us. Thanks to you, we reach many people. I mention this in every video because likes and comments. It changes the magic of the video so much. So like my video and subscribe to my channel. I would be much more pleased if you watch. As you can see here, hair. I scanned, and after reaching nose level, from the inside out at an angle of 45 degrees again. At an angle of 45 degrees, I cut. So I checked. This hair point we cut with a file scissors on the front. I thin it with a light pictus technique. To make a better fall. Yes, friends, our haircut is over. Our model is like this. One view more curved from the back. So one design we call gradation bob. If you want to make one such design, if you want to make one model like this, from my social media addresses in the description section of my video, reaching me, coming to my hall, you can get one haircut like this. You can get service from me, guys. I hope you like my e-model. Hope to see you for now. Take good care of yourself. I wish you a good day.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm with you with a new video. Curtain bangs for you today. Hair design, and how to make a straight haircut design. I will explain in detail. I created these first. I created your profile separation. After creating the separation of profiles, I created the coronation. And after creating that distinction, her hair is from behind straight haircut. By creating horizontal separations of hair, I started the cutting process. Friends, first of all, I cut it gradually. After creating the first horizontal separation, I determined the length of your hair and haircut with the sharp horse cutting technique. I cut it with a straight scissor stroke. And as a second tier, again, in the hair point I cut before, I determined the length of the hair in the same way as the guide. I cut it straight. I divided the back part of the hair, or the hair, into 4 main sections. I cut the first part, and now I switched to the second part. The second part is the same to the hair point I cut before. In parallel, so same hair point. So I continue. And head to the cutting process, I continued and continue. As you can see here, I cut the hair straight, the back part backwards. I cut the back straight. Then I went to the side head of our customer. After setting the stop point, at the back, taking a piece of the hair point I cut the sides straight in the same line. Here, the foundation of the hair will be straight at the bottom. Applying the folding process to the front of the hair. Curtain bangs design. I will apply the haircut. Here is the hair straight after cutting the length of the hair. By creating a profile distinction, I separate it from the middle part of the hair. Bangs usually your hair. We start our process by separating it from the middle and later. Starting from eyebrow height, your hair. I will fold the front part. I will do the construction work. I separate the sections as you can see, and your hair. Passing to our customer's left side while cutting the right side. By applying an angle of 45 degrees. I'm starting the cutting process, guys. As you can see, after cutting the first operation, in the second operation, down to 45-degree angles. I keep cutting. As you can see here, the curtain by folding the front part. Bang's hair design. I'm creating. I went to the other process. Here again. After cutting the left side now, I went to the right side. But by crossing the right of our customer, I cut the left side. Here is the hair point that I cut before. Take my guide. Measure my hair from there. I start the cutting process after measuring your height. As you can see, our customer. Because I cut the right side of our customer, I went to our customer's right because I cut the left side, and the cutting process continues. Folding the front parts with 45 degrees of pane. And fold the front parts. I help her get a moving look. And as well as other process. Now the back parts and the front parts. I also started folding the back parts. And our customer, while folding. My folding process by separating slice by slice. I continue. Here, I always check my guide. First by taking my guide from the hair point I cut. Hair according to the output of the hair, creating an angle of 90 degrees. I'm folding. Here according to the structure of the hair. Separating slices. I continue the cutting process. From the top of the hair. Lifting upwards. Your hair is up by forming a 90-degree angle. As well. Point cutting technique. I continue my process by applying point cutting technique. Yes, friends, as you can see, it was a beautiful haircut design. You also have this kind of floor. If you want to do it, come to my salon. You can get haircut service. Your social media address. It will be in the description part of my video. Reaching from there and coming to my left side, you can get a haircut service. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. I will be with you guys with new videos. I wish you a good day.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. To you today, light haircut. I will explain in detail how to do this. We make basic distinctions when cutting hair. First basic distinction, profile distinction. Profile separation. From the middle of two eyebrows, straight separation, where we are separated to the neck. We say profile separation. 2. Separation crown separation. Crown separation is also straight from one ear to the other ear. 1. The distinction we have separated as a line is called the crown separation. With these two distinctions, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. Now we divide our hair into 4 main sections. From the back part, we will determine the length of the hair by creating one horizontal distinction. So here to determine what size the hair is. First, we will create one horizontal distinction and form the basis of the hair. So we will cut your hair length. Here is the first from the middle part from the back E, after cutting the short part. Other parts too, creating horizontal separation in one way, whether in 4 pieces or 3 pieces. We cut it in one-step way. This is gradual. More homogeneous distribution of hair by cutting with separations. We make the hair scatter together, friends. I'm cutting the length of the hair here, and the ends of the hair in the next process. With light folding process, in the front of the hair. By applying the folding process E, to get a beautiful one look. Good luck, friends. Yes, here, because our model has thin hair. Very dense flaws. Make the ends of the hair look thin. Light hair to prevent. Suitable for hair structure. The front parts of the hair by applying the folding process. Giving movement to the back. To be fuller. Applying straight one cut. We will create one beautiful model of our hair now. If you want to have one haircut like this. Social in the description part of my video. Media addresses available. We can reach here and come to my hall and meet. Hello, you can get haircut service from me. Here from the end of the eyebrows. We will apply folding process to the front Here from part. The end of the eyebrow to the front part. They were creating a purchase motif distinction. We will apply a folding process to the front of the hair. When applying the folding process, let's say we separate the hair from the middle part, or what part you want to separate, to create one distinction suitable for the outlet place of hair. Yes. First, we ask our customer about the distinction of hair. Which one? You make a distinction in the direction according to him. We apply folding process because he separated his hair from the middle part of our model. We start our process by eliminating E and separating, cutting hair here. First, we will cut the right side. Then we cut the left side while cutting the right side. Now we go to the end of our customer, passing to our customer's right while cutting the left side. So we work more comfortably and angle better one way. For us to offer, and which of our customers we cut forward to the opposite side, we stop and cut there. Here after cutting the front parts. Here. Then I split the hair in half. Profile separation and sleeping on the front. We comb the hair. And later, your hair all forward. Here we scan and take the end parts. Your hair here moves the front parts, but at the back, prevents very dense flaws. And here to the front, because we are folding, and no way there is one knee section long in the hair, and the mistakes to be blocking, here by creating celestial distinctions, and combing the hair towards the front. So now we continue our hair cutting process. Now, as you can see here, the right side of our customer. I cut the right part, on the left side of the client, 40 and 45 degree angles. And we continue our haircut. Now here is our customer, when we create folding. He doesn't want the back part to shorten. We are also our customer, with slight movements from the front for folding process to ensure hair. Our customer's hair, fixed design here on the front. By applying one technique we call line, moving the front parts, make the back parts look longer. And we apply one such study to prevent it from shortening. See you soon. Yes, this work is on the back. A little more V-shaped. Very nice one look. In denser bushy hair now because the hair is thin. And our customer who uses the hair inwards, more folded inwards of the front parts. When we do the forming process, makes it get one more beautiful look. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. See you, friends. Hello, friends. Today you have a straight haircut. Curtain bangs, aka cartoon banks. Haircut. How to design it, I will explain it in detail. We create the first basic distinctions. We will divide the hair into 4 main sections. Our distinction to the first main section is profile separation. Profile separation 2. To the distinction we have separated from the eyebrow mark to the neck. We call it straight profile separation. Later crown separation. Crown separation from ear level to other ear. The straight separation we have separated. We call the crown distinction. When we create these distinctions, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. First part, I will apply straight haircut. Hair in the first part. I create one horizontal distinction from the nape part. And determine the size we will cut. We will apply the first basic distinction, is straight haircut. From the back part, I created a horizontal distinction and I cut the basis of the hair she. Right now I created a straight 1E cut here. This straight cut, then gradually upwards, creating horizontal separations. Her hair is the same size in the section where I cut it straight. I will cut, that is, the hair point we cut before as a sheath. I saw it and I cut it straight with one scissor stroke. And after equalizing that part in the same way, I'm opening the other part too. As you can see the top. At the bottom, I combine it with the guide we cut and cut it to the same size. As you can see here, with sharpening cutting technique, that is, straight truss service. I'm creating a straight one cut. Then from behind, the long remaining part is horizontal again, one in a gradual way, by creating a distinction. I keep cutting. That is one straight line by scanning the back part backwards. Clear one cut by forming line. I'm doing it so my hair's on the back. I specify for free and create one straight cut. The right and left are the same. Scanning backwards. I'm creating a straight one cut. We have determined the basis of the hair, that is, the length of the hair. Now I'm going to part 2. After determining the length of the hair, I will apply a folding process and curtain cardamom on the front, that is, curtain bank haircut. I created a profile separation between the middle and 2 to create the hair. From 2 eyebrows. We created one distinction towards the neck, this profile distinction, and from the end of the eyebrow starting to the front. My but just motif. I reserved the section, guys. From here in the first place, right side. I go to the left side of my customer because I cut it and the chin. I'm setting one guide from the line. And from here to be mobile in the front, that is, the story. From the jaw level to stop the longest, set the shortest section. Create across one distinction, and I created a cut at an angle of 45 degrees. Then behind the ear, I created one diagonal distinction. Front of the hair, the same way you see guinea. I continue from the right part, like this part. It's like 45 degrees with the hair point I cut before. I will apply angle folding process. I scan as you can see. I lifted our customer's height slightly and his head slightly up, and the sheath from the hair point I passed before. See, and at an angle of 45 degrees, I applied the cutting process because I cut the hair in half here, starting from the top of the other back, creating one horizontal distinction. I'm creating a new cross E1, as you can see. I'm combing with the lowest hair length I've cut before. With the longest part, I set my guide and create horizontal separations gradually, combing the hair forward and following the guidance we have set. I'm applying a folding process. Here, combing the hair forward, your hair again the way I combed it here. Crossway E, I'm scanning friends. So, to the cover we have determined on the front. So in a way, suitable for hair length. Did you drink the cut with a straight scissor blow again? Because I scanned the front here, their backs stay longer and E stays behind longer. Unfolding process when we leave it towards the back. So it's layered and it's layered. Both your hair is not gone. Here I cut the first eye step, then I cut the second piece. Guinea is also on the left. I created a purchase motif from the end line of the eyebrow to the peak. I'm scanning it diagonally again. And shortness, so I'm setting my guide. What size your hair will be at the level of your chin. I sharpened one direction and crossed one way. So diagonal 1 E angle with one cut angle of 45 degrees. I will cut. Yes, I see my guide and I scanned it diagonally. I'm cutting my client's left side late, this time, but on the right side of my client. I'm cutting by finding friends. Then from the peak E, one cross to the back of the ear. I created one diagonal distinction and one from the hair point I cut before. Cross again, seeing my guide 1. Cutting at an angle of 45 degrees with a scanning angle. Folding process. I'm creating. Here we ensure that the front parts are folded, friends. I saw my sword here, I cut it the same size. Cross the front parts to the back parts. This is the point I have reserved, friends. Now create horizontal separations. In a gradual way up to the neck. Combing forward, I will apply my cutting process. This process is hair folding. As you can see here, cross one scan angle. I created it, and from the nape part to the front part. Yes, the longest part. I take it as a guide and continue my cutting process. As you can see, I'm scanning guinea. I create horizontal Bs gradually. I'm combing the hair point I cut before. I see my guide. What does the guide mean? 1 means the hair size we cut before. I'm scanning the previous. The hair length I cut. I cut this process to the same size after seeing it. I'm applying it until I get to the section on the nape, friends. I see my guide, as you see. And I cut the sharp horse cutting technique with straight scissors service. Friends, our haircut is over. Now your hair. Thinning your hair 3. For applying straight scissor stroke on the ends. I need to thin it with some effigy scissors. I'm here with a feely scissors, the ends of the hair. Pictas technique. I soften, as you can see. So by adding some motion to the ends of the hair, I'm thinning. Get the hard look here. You know the hard look? We eliminate it with pictage technique. Such guinea by creating horizontal separations and scanning forward. As you can see in the hair spot I cut before, I apply a thinning process, right and left in the same way, separating into pieces, into slices. I apply a thinning process. You too, curtain bangs. Curtain banks. If you want to get a haircut in Beylikdüzü, you can come to my salon and get haircutting service from me. About coloring and other hairdressing services, I can serve. I'm working by appointment. In the description of my video of the hall, the social media address is available. Reaching here as an appointment by reaching the social media address. Haircut coloring. On the subject of hairdressing services, you can create an appointment. Like my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, dear friends. Thanks to you, my channel is growing day by day, and we become a bigger family. And our videos. If you want to be aware of my new videos, if you activate my channel's notification bell from my new videos, you can be informed. Our haircut is over. Now it's the last for you. I will show you after blow dry. Moving, as you can see, what we call layered one-hair design curtain bangs. Moving hair design. I have presented our work to you. Take care to see you with new videos. I wish you a good day.
To you today, one straight and smooth haircut with shaver. How to do it, I will explain it in detail. First, while cutting our model's hair, all straight in one way, we blow dry. After blowing, one comb bottom, one comb of hair on top. We lock from two sides. After locking, the shaver at 0 degrees. Bring it to the end point, to the point we will cut, and with a shaver, using our comb as a ruler, and we shave starting from the right. We will apply one straight cut. Very easy with this kind of operation. We can do straight one cut, but I would like to express it. When we make a straight one cut with a shaver, the ends of the hair will be fluffy and plump. One such haircut. If you are satisfied with you can make such a cut. Yes, it is also the easiest as a straight cut. One of the cuts made. This style is easy. Haircut where you can get fractures on the ends. Straight from the back with a razor. When viewed, you can get one straight image. If you want to get a haircut like this, in the description part of my video, reaching me from my social media addresses, coming to my hall, you can get a haircut. As you can see, comb first a comb. I compressed a comb from the bottom, and I brought it to the extreme of the shaver. 0 degree with no adjustment. And I cut it with a machine. Then again, I tilted our customer's head forward and the bottom one. I have also collected the little hair. Straight one haircut as you can see. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. I will be with you with new videos. Hope to see you. Goodbye. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm with you with a new video. To you today, how to do blunt haircut. I will explain it in detail. First, we make profile separation. Profile separation your neck from the beginning of your forehead. We applied until the end. We call the straight line profile separation. If the second distinction. Crown separation from one ear to the other. We also apply this distinction. When we apply this distinction, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. We make a straight distinction from the back again. After separating the 4 main sections, hair gradually starting from the neck, with sharp horse cutting technique. Her hair here, creating sharp lines. Create a straight cut and get a blunt look. Here with the comb 6 hair cutting technique. As you can see, comb with 6 hair cutting technique. We apply a straight cut-e. Burden. We determine the length of the hair in the first level we cut. This size affects the whole course of your hair. And so this is our guide. By following this guide, we'll cut all the hair the same size. HH. If you want to watch my other videos too, my channel, I have many category videos in the videos section. Guinea comb after cutting his neck. With hair cutting technique. As you can see, using my comb as a ruler and following the previous haircut height, I continue cutting on the same plane and cut in the same way as the second stage. I'm so sorry I went to this third level. Guinea sweat left with hair cutting technique, using my comb as a ruler, using the spot where I cut my previous hair, and I continue my haircut. I continue my cutting by creating a straight line. Here, I use my comb in light color. Our hair color is darky. Comb haircut comb use is also very important. If you use a comb according to the color of the hair. Very comfortable in the cut. You watch on the road. I recommend this to you as a footnote. As you can see, the hair point I cut before. Again using our comb as a ruler, we continue our haircut. Gradually separating the hair. Creating horizontal separations. And sharp horse cutting technique with straight scissor stroke. Using our comb as a ruler. We will get a blunt look. We use our comb like a ruler. And we continue our cutting. The hair color of the cut comb you used here. We stated that it should be compatible. If the hair is dark here, a light comb. If the hair is light, you can choose a dark comb. While cutting, make sure your scissors are specific. Certain scissors make clearer cuts and helps you cut hair without shredding. This is too when you cut your customer. So when the next month comes, it will tell you that your hair grows healthier. As you can see, the backstage is completely. We cut it with the first size we cut. Now we go to the left side. We will cut the sides. Here is to 2-stage chestnut hair. Here is the head of our customer first, adjusting the stance distance. And here, combing hair. As you can see, from the hair point we cut before, taking our guide. We continue our haircut from here. VE. From the first hair point we cut, following our guide, on our side. I keep cutting. After cutting the left side, the right side is also. We cut 2 stages. Our budget hair. I'm adjusting the stopping distance of the head of our budget. And as you can see, following our guide. We continue our cut, here by taking the space in your ear and touching it with scissors. This is also very important. We continue our cut after receiving. Here at the bottom, after checking our guide, I keep cutting our hair point. To the front of the hair after cutting the basic length of the hair. We will earn some reed, hereby creating distinctions from the line of the forehead and eyebrows. So E, by creating a separation of purchase motif. I'm creating a triangular E distinction here. My eyebrows here, E from the starting and point of your eyebrows, E. Starting from 1. And our customer's E cutting section. Standing on the diagonal. I separate and we continue our cut. I'm applying 45-degree angles here. And the first hair point I cut as a guide. I keep cutting, providing a nice pass in front. Here cartoon bang curtain bangs, to get a look we call. We made our distinction and we continue our cutting process. After cutting the first part, I moved to the second part. Here is our comb. I'm measuring the hair point I cut before. And the same. I cut in inches. And gradually again at 45-degree angles. I continue to cut. As you can see, we got a blunt look. All hair length with moving fronts is the same size. A Kurdish hair design. If you want to get a haircut like this, coming to my hall, by appointment, you can get the same style haircut service from me. You can get a haircut. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you.
Hello friends, today we will blow dry one fluffy hair straight. How to blow dry straight. We will carry it with a clear explanation. Today, our model's hair, as you can see, a fluffy and hard to shape hair. While we blow dry, first of all, our hair, we dry all over it clearly. Yes. So green. I use 1025E number 1 brush. 1. Pens. We split our hair in half. Neither too thin nor too thick. 1 piece. After separating, I crush the hair first from the top of the lice. Let's head forward, thank you. Right after crushing the bottom of your hair, we crush the bottom part of our necks. Forward. Slowly. Using the brush. At the same time, when we blow dry, our thumb to get it clear. We need to use our thumb to stretch the hair. Hold on the brush. When we come to birds, we turn the brush. Both our hair is not falling apart, and straighter the ends of the hair. 1. We make as you can see, go this way, and go. When I came to Pakistan, I turn it circularly. Our hair is not falling apart, and clearly flattening the ends. At 1. The heat of our blow dry when we blow dry. So our blow dry should be of good quality. Let's say 3500, 5500 turbos. We use a blow dryer, a very strong blow dryer. To crush hair well. To make it straight, 1 blow dryer with power and strong in a beautiful way. To make it straight, so you can blow dry, we need to be technically knowledgeable. Brush grip. Very important. It is necessary to crush the bottom and end of the hair well. One black. When we come to sides. Traffic to improve like this. Backwards. We applied. We came down. We always dial time options, yes. Yes, we shot part 2 now, too. We shoot the section. Yes, when we came to use. We are also blocking our Tekken mountain by turning our brush. And make the mountain go straight. One, 2, 3. Goal? Yes, now we are at the front of the hair. We don't take the front parts thinly too thick. We'll shoot like this thin too. We will pull our hair on stage. More volume will fall when we blow dry straight. If we want it to fall thin and voluminous, if we take our root in one piece, if we shoot in one piece, this time it will fall flat. The separations are not good. Both pieces. Pulling. We make it both bulky. We can adjust the fall as we want. Now I pulled 2 dams, then I have them sewn in one piece. We crushed what they filtered well. Yes. Our blow dry is over. Now to get it electrified. With the help of light serum, we are finishing our process. As you can see, our wavy curly hair, we made it straight one. Straight as you can see.
And I will give detailed information about the owl work. E here, opener in opener mixture, and E. I said I did a 1-to-1 study on the mixture. 70 grams opener, 70 grams in 20 volumes. I applied a mixture. We will start gradually in the first place, and both with the opener. And the madness of the opener. E, we will increase it accordingly. We will use a slightly different opener in each bowl. So where are you from Afghanistan, haha? Where am I you me, no you Afghan ha hobby? I am Istanbul. We know Sivas. Also as a distinction. I'm creating a crown distinction first. From ear pain to other ear pain. I make a distinction. Burden. E separations first, starting from the nape part. And I will continue to create cross divisions. On the nape part. Here, we will do an omelet style study by applying pancakes. How do I make pancakes by applying pancakes should work. Combing our hair and holding the pancake from the middle part. Bottom hair top. As you can see, pushing from the middle to the bottom. And we compress the hair at the bottom. Neither at the very end, nor at the very bottom. Holding it right in the middle, we apply our pancakes. After applying the foam, the first is the packaging technique of foil. Second, I apply. Because it creates a layer here, it's thicker E. Something is happening. More comfortable packaging, we can use it very comfortably. After applying crepe, E, because it will be on the ends. Let's definitely pack it like this. We did it here. Definitely not to the extremes. You know, we have to do it from the bottom of the pancake. This is when the crepe comes from the ends. Don't form the line. If you pack it this way, you paint the foil. So please let's not pack after having it done like this. You are thinking of making it to the end parts. Such an e-writing process. You did it because you want it to be with the ends. You scanned it, but there will be such a trace here so. So what are we going to do my hair? So after making pancakes, your hair has come to the bottom. We have to come. You know, he packs it to the bottom and creeps the foil. Put on the foil. E. To the bottom of our medicine. You know, we need to apply it lightly to pancakes, so that when the hair comes from here, it becomes even more natural. Trace the pancake here. There will be no trace in any way, and we got a more natural look. But if you do it from the middle part, it will definitely be a trace. Be informed. Definitely by making the middle part. Do not do packaging. Close to such. If you work, you will get a much better result. E. While packing. From the end of the hair. If you do, the hair will not get stuck. Whether you pack it at the exact end or twist it, there will be a wider environment. Hair does not get too hot and squeezed. Now the second distinction. Starting from ear level. We make a distinction up to the neck here. We will apply pancakes to this distinction in the same way. Our first distinction. I take the frame part as a whole. I will distinguish the other differences again, you know. I'm holding my pancakes, I'm holding my hair, I'm combing properly. In the middle and starting. I'm applying my pancakes. A little more after doing this. E at the ends of your hair. If you want to make a denser pancake, take it again like this. You can continue the process. As you can see, when we do this part, it will be in the extreme parts. It will have a more natural look. I'm progressing gradually in the opener. Now I have prepared the opener 20 volumes. E 60 grams. E I prepared it. This is the second E opener E after it's over in the bowl E. 20 volumes plus. 30 volumes by preparing a little more degrees, so it's me. If you have prepared 60 grams of opener, 30 grams from 30. 20 volumes. I raise 30 volumes in 30 grams. In the next third part, plain 30 grams. Thing 30 volume. Then, you can also raise a little more according to your request. If you progress in such a gradual way, also in the opener. No problem at all. Get plain hair, no problem. Bon appetit. Yes, as you can see in hair size. I packed it, and I'm squeezing it from these edges. We finish our process with foil. Welcome. Let's get it like this. Shooting continues. You can pass. No problem, haha. No problem. Yes, upstairs. We hold our hair from the middle part, and if you use a skewer comb with a cold in this style, more. You make good pancakes. Because it's long and short. Those short hair. It helps us go to the bottom of the hair very easily. As you can see, we made our pancakes very well. If you want some more tips here, first in the middle, then a little more from the front. We make a denser pancake. As you can see, in the uncoiler sliding process. Close to the bottom of the pancake. If you drive, there is no trace of the stone. And we can get a better result. While driving the opener. Your hair. To go to the back. With vertical corner blows. I should have fed the hair well. With a straight brush stroke again after doing it. You can continue. I close and thanks forward. Now while packing again, just starting from the end of the hair. In the same way here. If you make it narrow this time, and hair does not open comfortably, and you will have problems. In the opening process. Yes, the bottom part is right. After doing it now, again. This time we come to the middle again. Thanks forward. Here we get a straight distinction. Our second distinction here. How will it be again? There will be one distinction. According to the thickness of the hair here. And you can change yourself according to the intensity. I'm a little more. For making a slight moderate scream. I get two pieces like this. How do I do it here? It's a row. I will pack straight. Second place. By creating such distinctions, I will get a more natural image. Here again, the same way I'm holding it right in the middle. I'm applying a crepe process to the bottom. As you can see, we applied our pancakes. Stuck at the bottom. I'm bringing it to the bottom of the knife again. After that, I keep drinking your water. That's it. First, I feed the opener to the hair with a straight brush stroke. Then to the back. E with a vertical brush stroke to pass. Like this, and E, my hair is creeping by bringing some like this. Making it a more natural transition. After that, to bring the bottom of the hair to the back well. With the toothbrush, we do it up to the end of the hair of the brush stroke. What's up? What's up? Save money. This year. With. God bless you. When you think you're eating well, you can pack. Here you need to feed the hair opener well to the hair. Because if you don't eat it properly, it's in the back. Let me show you. It literally needs to be fed. When you come and open your top surface wire drive, the back is so black. Front side opens, back side does not open. This time it will be a wavy wave operation. That's why you need to feed the opener to the hair well. Same way here. I'll move forward as I showed. Single package separation, horizontal separation. I create by making a distinction in the second. I'm going to go step by step like this. After that, we will wait for it to open and our process will continue. So that's our video for now. See you soon. Bro, get up, get up. So get up, boy. Get up, get up. I do everything today. We have to brawl stars, what? Very bad. Hello, friends. How to make a bob haircut that stretches forward to you today. I will tell you in detail. First, show the long hair of our Model 1. I cut it down. I take this long density straight and create distinctions of our model. I will create a profile distinction as the first distinction profile separation from the beginning of my forehead. Straight one, you have separated to the end of the neck. Separation, profile separation. We say, friends, after creating this distinction, the second distinction is also crown separation, also one. By ear. In the separate distinction, we have separated until the other ear. While separating this coronation, we put our comb from the beginning of the guinea forehead and the point where your back touches. We create the distinction. Here is an easy one discrimination technique. You can also apply this. Crown separation and my profile to divide the hair into 4 main sections. Is the technique we have applied. Very comfortable in this technique one way. You can cut the hair into pieces. After creating this distinction, from the nape part, to form the basis of hair 1, we create horizontal separation. This will be our guide, so your hair is short. We will determine your height. Here from the nape part by creating one horizontal distinction, starting from the middle part of the hair 1. I create vertical separation, and the part of the hair we will cut. Finger sharp horse cutting technique. I cut it with a straight scissor stroke. After cutting I align the left side section in the same way. Then I align the section on the right in the same way. Here's the back part. Straight one sharp line cutting technique. I applied the cutting process. I determined the length of the hair here, and the next layer of 1 guinea horizontal 1. I separate by creating a distinction. After creating this distinction, the guinea, from the middle part, I create 1 vertical separation starting from 1. The hair size we cut before. After seeing it from the bottom by aligning, I cut it and the bottom is the same. I cut it straight one way. Here after forming the basis of the hair. Your hair. Folding process to other parts. I will apply in the next section 1. I will create your angles. Yes, friends. Here, I separate it from forward again. Forward, forward, our customers head forward 1E. From the bottom after applying. E1 I determine it with the hair dye I cut before and cutting process. I'm applying it here. I'm determining the length of the hair. Clear one way. After cutting the same size. E, then creating a distinction again. I will apply the folding process. I determined the length of the hair here. And light on hair. E, I will gain texture. Now I'm going to split it in half again. And nape guinea 1. E this time by creating 1 horizontal distinction. Hair E vertical 45-degree angles. E, it gives texture to the back of the hair. The first technique we cut is to determine the length of the hair. I determined the length of the hair here. And now, as you can see, applying 1 angle of vertical 45 degrees. I will cut your hair first from the hair point I cut. E here, according to the exit direction of 90 hair. 130.730 degree 1 angle. I'm lifting your hair up. I cut it, then I will create 1 vertical distinction. Here I see the hair spot I cut before. I'm cutting now. I'm creating 1 vertical distinction here. And E 45 degree 1 from the hair point I cut, creating an angle. Hair cutting continues. As you can see, I determined the hair and I cut it at an angle of 45 degrees. Here, we will create a slight bump on the back of the hair. So we will provide 1 light transition with folding process. I cut the left side. Now the right side is the same, forming 45-degree vertical, 145-degree angle. I cut the hair gradually by separating it 1 way. And 1 in the next section. In the same way with a vertical 45-degree angle by seeing the hair point we cut before. Same way. I create the angle after a 45-degree angle. Point cutting technique. E I cut with cutting technique. I created a horizontal angle of 145 degrees here. I see the hair from the hair point I cut before. Here with the point cutting technique. I'm cutting then. At an angle of 45 degrees. I continue my cutting process again. your guinea hair on the top one, seeing the hair point I cut before, at an angle of 45 degrees. With point cutting technique. With the point cutting technique, I continue my cutting process. I went to the left side of the hair. On the left side of the hair, a guinea, I created one horizontal separation and suitable for hair length on the nape, with a slight 45-degree angle on the sides, in the front of your hair. Short forward from the neck one, to get the image. Forward at a 45-degree angle. I continue my cutting process. And the second stage E at the top of the hair. With hair length, that is, at an angle of 45 holes. By giving texture. I continue the cutting process, guys. Hair length at the peak here. Based on. I continue the cutting process. Okay. After cutting the left side, the right side is the same. Front of the neck to get a long one look. Point the hair forward as a guide, with finger grip at an angle of 45 degrees. I continue the hair cutting process. We get one view that stretches from the neck to the front. After passing the second stage, diagonal, I made one distinction, and peak hair length as a guide. I continue the hair cutting process with 45 kinds of angles. I apply point cutting technique from here. As you can see, point cutting technique. Here, I comb the hair backwards, and your hair. I make it get one long view towards the front. Now dividing the hair from the peak into two main sections. I will continue the cutting process. I separated the hair in the middle. Right and left. I separated one part from the peak. Her hair is 90 degrees. I lifted it up with one angle and form a 45-degree angle from the end. I continued with the haircut. Then hair, the second part, in the same way. I lifted it at a 90-degree angle toward the exit direction, upwards. And as a cut, I created a 45-degree angle, 90-45, so 90 degrees. I lift it at a right angle. I cut the tip at a 45-degree angle. As you can see here, the front of the hair is long, back short and curved one way. Story one way. I gave the appearance. Doing my last count checks. Here is our customer's head. We bend slightly, and I check with a comb. Then I scan backwards. In the nape part. By checking with hair length. I continue to cut. Left side. After applying the right side in the same way. Scanning backwards. with the short in the nape part. Long section in the front, forming a 45-degree angle by balancing. I continue to cut. As you can see, the front was long. Backs are shorter and curved one way. Layered textured gaining 1E look. I continue to cut. Right and breadth. I'm checking. Ahum here, our haircut is over. By forming one rivety bangs on the front of the hair. We will get a short one look on the front of the hair, and we will finish our transaction. Here, your hair is from eyebrow level. Distinction triangle 1 by creating a distinction eye reception. By creating the motif, I will make one distinction from the front of the hair, creating one straight bangs. I will make it get one beautiful look. Burden. Calculating the E-gap of the nose while cutting the bangs. Again with the point cutting technique, that is, with the point cutting technique. I'm starting the haircut. And the hair slightly upwards. I gain one light bomb by scanning the side. If you want to watch my next videos too, in the videos section of my channel, you can also watch many kinds of incisions videos. So haircut coloring, ombre balayage, perm bun design. I have many categories of videos from there too. You can watch my other videos, my channels, if you want to be aware of new videos. You don't forget to activate the notification bell from my new videos. You activate the notification bell to be notified, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would be very pleased if you like my video. One next if you like my video. Many people will have watched my video too. Many people will have watched this video thanks to you. Your likes are very important, and if you subscribe to my channel. Thanks to you, our audience will grow more. I wanted to show you the latest version. As you can see, the back is long towards the front. Our bob haircut design occurred. If you want to get a haircut like this, by reaching me on social media and coming to my hall, you can get haircut service. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you with one new video. Take good care of yourself. See you.
Hello friends, today I will apply bob haircut design to you. How can I explain this in detail? 1. I applied work. Here I will first create the basic distinctions. First of all, our most basic distinction is profile separation. Profile distinction. E in the middle of your neck. E we have separated to the end point. We call the distinction that is one straight line profile separation. I make that distinction first. Our model's hair is worn out. For us to grow healthier, this style one short bob cut. Worn sections on the ends of the top. I'm creating the second division now, the crown separation. The separation of the crown is also our comb, from the point where your back touches. I will create the distinction here. So this distinction is exactly the end of the ear. Profile separation. From the end of an ear. I'm sober until the other ear science. Again one straight line. I'm creating a crown separation. Burden. We divide the hair into 4 main sections. Now in a gradual way from the nape part. I'm going to start the haircut. Now while cutting hair, if you lean like that, it will also be harmful to your own health. That's why it is very comfortable with the help of such a wheelchair. On short haircuts in the same line, you can do this kind of work. First now while cutting hair. According to the hair color of the hair, you can also use a comb. Here in light tones 1. I choose combs in dark tones because it's hair. Here in the open sections, as you can see comb. And I can see the hair clearly. But if I used an open comb, I had a little trouble cutting. That's why. Well, it is important to use a comb according to the color of the hair. We lean forward of our customer's light head of our model. Now your neck is short. First create our guide. Here a little more in the shit cut. Sharp horse cutting technique for a clear cut. So I'll create a cut with a straight scissor stroke. Here I adjust the shortness to myself.